Baby Photo, America's nightly scoreboard, starts now.
Good evening, everybody. David is off. I'm Brian Sullivan. Thanks for joining us. Chalk up another one for foreign investors. Another big American catch, that is. Anheuser-Busch agreeing to InBev's $70 a share or $52 billion takeover offer. The combined Belgium-based entity will be the largest beer company. But who are the winners and losers in this new combination? Harry Schumacher is editor and publisher of Beer Business Daily, and he joins us now from Houston. Harry, it's Brian Sullivan. Thanks for joining us. What is your reaction to this done deal?
Well, Brian, it's kind of a surprise because Anheuser-Busch was suing InBev last week, and then now all of a sudden they've gotten together. But $70 a share talks, and that's a great premium for the shareholders.
What do you think it's going to mean for the beer industry?
Well, for the industry, honestly, it's not a huge change. Anheuser-Busch already imports and distributes InBev products. There's going to be some cost cutting, but honestly, Anheuser-Busch had already planned those cost cuts already. They're just going to add another $500 million to them in the third year.
Yeah, actually on my 10 o'clock show here on Fox Business, we had an exclusive interview with the lead lawyer for InBev who said it was basically the easiest hostile deal he's ever done because they already had a relationship. What are you hearing about possible changes to maybe some of the big breweries that Anheuser-Busch has in America and the distribution system that they've got? Because InBev, you know, is going to be cutting costs somewhere.
Right. Well, very little is going to happen to the breweries because beer is heavy, especially relative to its price. So you have to sell it close to where you make it. And Anheuser-Busch has 12 breweries. It's very efficient to, especially with gas prices, to sell it through the current brewery system. They're not going to close a brewery. As far as distribution, I think probably they're going to encourage Anheuser-Busch distributors to consolidate a little faster than they have been. And when you deal with fewer distributors, it's easier and you save money.
But we forget, Harry, that Anheuser-Busch will be getting outside of beer, too. They got some energy drink businesses. They've been kind of diversifying their portfolio. Do you think they sell some of those off and maybe bring it back to just being more of a core brewer?
Yeah, I don't know if they'll spin off any beverage brands because they're so easy to make. They're cheap to make. They're already in the system. But SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, I think those will probably end up on the block.
You do? Okay. InBev doesn't have any business or probably want to own a Williamsburg or Tampa, Florida-based amusement park. If we look at these companies and you look at their brands, are there any where you see that just don't fit? And I'm talking about alcoholic brands, not the Monster Energy drinks. Any that just don't fit?
They have a spirits brand called Jekyll and Hyde that's kind of a Jägermeister type spinoff. I mean, perhaps that one doesn't fit in with the Budweiser portfolio. That they might cut that one loose.
All right, last question, Harry. Do you think that the core Anheuser-Busch drinker stops drinking Anheuser-Busch products because now it's a Belgian/Brazilian-owned beer?
Well, that is the $64,000 question because it could be dangerous. However, honestly, it may take a dip initially, but Americans buy Toyotas. Americans buy Wild Turkey, that's owned by a French company. In the end of the day, the beer's still made in America by Americans, and it's distributed by American companies. So I think long term, it probably doesn't affect their market share that much.
Yeah, and they're trying to fool them with the name. The name of the company, Anheuser-Busch InBev. There you go.
Anheuser-Busch InBev.
Anheuser-Busch InBev. Sounds like a law firm. Harry Schumacher, thank you very much for your insight. All right, well, Anheuser-Busch